You don't know how cowardly these people are. Because all these revolutions we've been talking about, those places were also guarded. The French guarded their emperor. Ceausescu was more guarded than Ruto. The Philippines guarded their president more than Ruto. Compore, a military man, guarded himself more than Ruto. Let's not sell fear to the people. Mugabe guarded himself. 1 million people cannot be shot on the streets. That would be suicide for Ruto. So let's not sell fear to our citizens. Our citizens have the power to take power that they donated to Ruto, and they can do that directly at State House. And I can assure you, once you have 1 million people marching to State House, there will be no shot fired. These police officers and the military will join the crowd. I thank the Gen Zs and the millennials for leading the struggle. I want to say 3 things. Number one, this struggle does not belong to one generation. I have been on this already, and I think we should make this clear every time. This is the struggle of our ancestors as much as it is our struggle and the struggle of the Gen Zs and also the millennials. Because what our ancestors and our grandparents fought for during colonialism, we have not obtained. We don't have our land back. Our sovereignty belongs to us and does not have to be vested on us by anyone, but it's been subverted successively by successive regimes. So we need to get that. We don't have all the freedoms that we assert we have in the Bill of Rights, including the freedom of association, including the freedom to protest. That is why they are shooting at us, including freedom of the speech. That's why the president keeps, Ruto keeps attacking us, calling us violent when we are just speaking. Let no one tell us that because we are not Gen Zs, this is not our struggle. That's divide and rule. Don't let anybody tell you that CJ Mutunga is not a Gen Z, therefore he should not be speaking. That I, Miguna, am not a Gen Z, therefore I should not be speaking. That's parochialism. That's sectarianism. That's a divide and rule tactic. We must reject it because our struggles are based on the struggles of the people who are long gone. Each generation stands on the shoulders of the previous one. Without that, there is no need for a struggle and we can never succeed. So we should get that in our heads and reject these people who are bringing divisive messages and ideas into our heads. We are together in this struggle. We are not united. We are not divided. The fourth point is this, and I have seen it. As I have said before, they have made messages and they are spreading messages of confusion. Let us not allow ourselves to be confused. We could be demonstrating and protesting every single day. There is not one day that is reserved for protests. As I have seen, that they were saying that the previous protests of last week failed. Let's make it organic. Let's continue to do so. Let's make it huge. And it does not matter if only a handful show up. It does not matter as long as we continue on it until we achieve our goals. I wanted to say that we cannot call the martyrs, the people who have been murdered by the state goons, as having committed aided suicide. That kind of language is dangerous. These people did not go to the street to die. Rex did not want to die. Denzel did not want to die. Onsongo did not want to die. All these people did not want to die. They went there. Yes, they were fearless, but they went there to protest in exercise of their constitutional rights. But they did not go there to invite the police to shoot them. When they die, we should call them heroes. We should not say that they committed suicide or they wanted themselves to be killed. No, they were killed by cold-blooded murderers. Let us call the killers murderers. Let us not blame the victims. Let's blame the perpetrators. The last point I want to make is basically our rights under Article 1 do not need validation by the courts. This is something that I was being told when Uhuru Kenyatta forced me into exile. And people are telling me, oh, the courts gave you. The courts did not give me any rights. The courts simply affirmed the rights. So if somebody is going to court for the affirmation, no problem. But we should not make anybody think that if the court does not affirm it, therefore the right does not exist. Because the danger is, if you go to court saying we have the right under Article 1 to exercise our sovereignty directly, what if the court says no? And then you give the regime the weapon now to attack you, saying the court has already ruled that you cannot do what you are doing. So therefore you fold and you call off the protest. I think that is not a strategy. That is actually naive. That is trying to buy into something that you have no control over. We already have the constitution which we gave ourselves. That's enough. Let's not look for validation from the courts because the courts can be used against us. We should only go to court for things that we are almost certain that even if the court rules against us, it cannot be used by the regime. That would be good strategy. So, as I leave, I would like to say, I don't think that this organic, tribeless, leaderless movement should be controlled by anyone, including the ones that are spreading posters saying demonstrations can only happen on this day or that day, or between these hours and these hours. And that makes me agree with 6,000 who said the more of us on the streets rather than the spaces, the better. You don't know how cowardly these people are. But on top of that, it is disempowering to the people to tell them, to scare them away, to sell fear to them. Because all these revolutions we've been talking about, those places were also guarded. The French guarded their emperor. Ceausescu was more guarded than Ruto. The Philippines guarded their president more than Ruto. Compaore, a military man, guarded himself more than Ruto. Let's not sell fear to the people. Mugabe guarded himself. 1 million people cannot be shot on the streets. That would be suicide for Ruto. So let's not sell fear to our citizens. Our citizens have the power to take power that they donated to Ruto, and they can do that directly at State House. And I can assure you, once you have 1 million people marching to State House, there will be no shot fired. These police officers and the military will join the crowd. They will protest against Ruto. And Ruto will be gone before you can say hello. Have a good evening. Have a good weekend. No, have a good day. Have a good afternoon. For those who are where it is morning, have a